Reacher has set a high bar for Prime Video's sequel to 78% RT action series, continuing a three-year rivalry. Amazon Prime Video's Reacher has been one of the decade's biggest streaming success stories, and it sets a high precedent for the return of another celebrated action series. Reacher kicked off in 2022, instantly finding an enormous audience due to the notoriety of Lee Child's massive collection of Jack Reacher novels, and due to the previous film adaptations that starred Tom Cruise. Not to mention, Prime Video has long been a source of exciting action thriller series, with 4 seasons of the John Krasinski-led Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan. Reacher Season 3's story is just over halfway through, with a new episode set to hit Prime Video on Thursday, March 13th. Like the previous 2 installments, Reacher Season 3 has been a hit with critics, holding a 97% score on Rotten Tomatoes. However, the show holds a 75% popcorn-meter, which is the aggregate score from viewers, and is a step down from Seasons 1 and 2. Reacher might still be one of the most watched ongoing shows, but the other Jack will soon be returning to give it some competition. Reacher Season 3 puts more pressure on the Jack Ryan movie. Amazon Prime's Jack Ryan series has been concluded for years now, with the most recent season ending in 2023. While it certainly wouldn't be too late to bring back the gang for a 5th season, Amazon has elected to return the franchise to its roots, developing a Jack Ryan movie sequel with John Krasinski returning as the lead. The role was previously filled in movie adaptations by Harrison Ford, Alec Baldwin, Ben Affleck, and Chris Pine, giving Krasinski big shoes to fill with his cinematic rendition. Aside from the pressures of the franchise's legacy, Reacher Season 3 has also put new pressure on the upcoming Jack Ryan movie, as it has arguably become the more popular title in recent years. Amazon knows these 2 titles almost work with synergy, as they both bring a similar audience pool to subscribe to their service, but Jack Ryan Season 4 didn't land as well with viewers, and there's additional pressure to bring the title back with a bang, lest Reacher become the primary Prime Video Jack. It's hard to definitively pinpoint one Jack as being in the lead, as both have been enormous successes for Amazon in its attempt to compete in the streaming world. Jack Ryan arguably has more success overall, with 4 seasons under its belt and a film development in the works, but Reacher has likely been the more popular title since it started in 2022. The movie should shift the pendulum once again, but Reacher is dominating the TV landscape for the time being. When Reacher punched its way onto Prime Video in 2022, few expected the series to redefine the streaming platform's approach to action storytelling. Alan Ritchson's towering performance as the titular character, coupled with grounded plots that struck a balance between procedural grit and cinematic scale, made Reacher an instant success. It not only earned fan devotion and critical acclaim, but also triggered a quiet rivalry on Prime Video's own turf, one that is now in its 3rd year. That rival? The 78% Rotten Tomatoes rated action series Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan, which concluded its 4th season in 2023. While both series hail from Amazon's stable of muscular male protagonists with military pests, they could not be more different in tone and execution. And now, with Reacher preparing for its 3rd season and fans hungry for more, the bar has never been higher for any action series hoping to fill the void or compete. A tale of 2 action titans. When Jack Ryan first launched in 2018 with John Krasinski in the lead, it brought a cerebral geopolitical flavor to the action thriller space. The show leaned heavily into CI politics, international threats, and globe-trotting suspense, more akin to Homeland or 24 than a straight-up action fest. It was smart, ambitious, and backed by a familiar franchise name. Critics praised its ambition, and while it maintained solid viewership, it never quite ignited the cultural spark Amazon was hoping for. Then came Reacher, a no-nonsense, blue-collar brawler who doesn't deal in political red tape. Where Ryan uses intel and satellites, Reacher uses fists and instinct. Where Ryan hesitates, Reacher charges. Audiences noticed. The show's 1st season, based on Killing Floor, quickly drew comparisons to the Lee Child novels in terms of authenticity, something that eluded the Tom Cruise-led film adaptations. By the time Season 2 rolled around, Reacher had solidified its place as a flagship show for Prime Video and a direct challenge to Jack Ryan's dominance. The Rotten Tomatoes metric, With Jack Ryan sitting at a respectable 78% on Rotten Tomatoes, it has long enjoyed the perception of critical approval. But Reacher Season 1 scored even higher, with an audience score soaring above 90%. Even critics, often wary of hyper-masculine action vehicles, lauded Richson's charismatic performance and the show's pulpy commitment to its source material. Now, with Season 3 of Reacher in development, Prime Video faces a unique challenge. Can it keep delivering punchy, emotionally grounded seasons while simultaneously managing expectations across its action slate? And more crucially, what will fill the gap left behind by Jack Ryan? Prime Video's next move. Enter the next chapter in Amazon's growing lineup of action shows. Rumors swirl of a Jack Ryan spinoff featuring Michael P's Domingo Chavez, while other upcoming series Citadel, The Terminal List, Dark Wolf are vying for attention. But none yet have achieved the mix of grassroots fandom and mainstream buzz that Reacher has cultivated in just 2 seasons. What sets Reacher apart and raises the bar so high for its successors is its simplicity. There are no convoluted story arcs that sprawl across continents or cast lists that require a wiki to follow. It's storytelling that's sharp, lean, and character-driven. Every villain is personal. Every town has a secret. And every episode delivers a satisfying mix of tension, brutal takedowns, and moments of introspection. That's a tough formula to replicate, but it's now the standard. The anatomy of a streaming rivalry. What's fascinating is how Reacher and Jack Ryan have come to embody 2 different types of male protagonists for modern audiences. Jack Ryan is the idealist, the analyst who learns to fight when the moment demands it. He's principled, thoughtful, and often morally torn. Reacher, by contrast, is the weapon. He's pragmatic, relentless, and unapologetic about what he is. There's no moral ambiguity, just a clear path forward, and maybe a few broken ribs along the way. This dichotomy has sparked lively debate online. Reddit threads, Twitter now X hashtags, and fan theories regularly pit the 2 against each other, not out of disdain but admiration. Fans love both. But increasingly, many are acknowledging that Reacher has the momentum, the fan fervor, and the creative freedom that Jack Ryan seemed to lack in its later seasons. The 3-year rivalry's legacy. The rivalry between Reacher and Jack Ryan isn't just about who throws the better punch or delivers the wittier line. It's about what kind of action storytelling audiences want in the streaming age. For 3 years, these shows have indirectly competed for audience attention, acclaim, and longevity. And in that time, Reacher has evolved. Its 2nd season proved it wasn't a one-hit wonder. The camaraderie between the 110th MP unit, the brutal choreography, and the tight plotline showed a maturity in tone and a willingness to expand the character's emotional depth without losing what made him iconic. That's a crucial edge. Reacher is getting better. With that growth, the expectations for Season 3 are immense. And for Prime Video, the challenge isn't just sustaining Reacher's success. It's building a post-Jack Ryan world where the next action contender doesn't feel like a clone, but a contender in its own right. A benchmark, not just a rival. Ultimately, Reacher hasn't just become Jack Ryan's rival, it has become a benchmark. The blueprint. The bar to clear. For every new action series Amazon commissions, it must now ask, is this compelling enough to follow Reacher? Will fans care this much? Will the lead,